Hi everybody. Just wanted to get back in touch with you. Hope you've all had a good holiday break. Unfortunately for this class, you guys probably had to work over it. Apologize for that. Um, I was reading through discussion number 4 and posted up comments in response to your posts. It looks excellent. I'm always really impressed with the work that you've done on that discussion. So please go back and take a look at my comments. In most cases, I've given thumbs up to the work that's posted. In some cases, I've asked you to add some more examples from either the reading itself or to discuss a little bit more in terms of the connection to utilitarianism in the argument that Hume makes. And I had gotten an email from one of your classmates who hadn't responded yet to the discussion about how difficult Hume was. I think, Bob, you made that point also to read, and he is. He writes really, really long sentences. So that's the first problem that you encounter with Hume. The other thing that helps to know a little bit about Hume, and if you've read him as long as I have, you come to learn that he's a little bit cheeky. His beginning, which I have you read in this section, basically he's talking about there's people love to argue, usually for two reasons. He says, one, that they genuinely believe something is true, or they don't really care but love to argue anyways, because they're already convinced or pretend that they are. Uh, those two type of people are usually not very subject or amenable to logical arguments. All right. And so the beginning of this discussion sets us up for this notion that he's involved in. He tells us basically that there's this debate going on between people who believe that reason is how we come to moral judgments, or that other people believe that sentiment is the way that we come to moral arguments. And so he comes up with a combination of both reason and sentiment. But you have to read the final sections from page 179 through 182, and it's on 182 that he really makes very clear that what he believes our sense and notion of the idea of morality itself is really a sentimental notion rather than a reasonable notion. And so in a couple cases, I wanted to try to make that clear, that Hume is definitely on the side of experience. And as some of you probably noted, that in his discussion of the goal or the aim of morality itself sounds very much like Aristotle's claim that morality is basically aimed at making us happy. In other words, leading us to a more pleasurable life in existence, be that an intellectual or moral virtuous life that we might enjoy. And so Hume is very much from the mold of Aristotle, which comes down, separates him as an experiential person. He very much believes that society and individuals can be improved through scientific means, and that he is very clear. And one of the things that I've come to enjoy so much about Hume is that he's not one of these fellows who has certain presuppositions about the nature of humankind. Rather, he relies on his observations of what they actually do and comes to his conclusions about what drives them or motivates them and so forth. And so this is very much a scientific approach to the nature of humans rather than a metaphysical one, which he doesn't, if you didn't notice, he doesn't believe in metaphysics. All right, so there's the beginning of the loss of metaphysics in philosophy. Begins basically with David Hume. So I'm glad you had a chance to struggle with Hume. I think some of the examples that you gave are going to be very useful in terms of thinking about how these moral decisions are made and how complicated they are. As Hume points out, the range of human behavior is quite extraordinary, and everybody feels different ways about lots of different things. So I wanted to give you this video to let you know I'm here, and I'm encouraged by all the writing you're doing. In some cases, these assignments have rolled up. I've always been sort of a person who believes that it's better to ask for forgiveness sometimes than it is for permission. And if you have missed an assignment, send an email with the assignment, with your assignment done and attached, and hope that you could achieve some kind of forgiveness. I think that's always the best way. Put the onus on your professor and see to what extent they feel obligated towards you. All right. So at any rate, we've got 3 weeks left. I'll do my best to try to comment on at least another couple of the discussions. Eventually we'll run out of time and my comments are going to be somewhat superfluous at that point. So good writing. Let me know if you have any questions. And I look forward to reading the next set of discussions. Thank you, Bob, for starting us off on Kant. Have a great week, you guys. Bye.